Okay, first of all, get all those misrepresentations out of your head. Please put away all the Hollywood bias and all the Hollywood horrible liberal bias lies that have been put into your brain by things like Inherit the Wind or whatever, a lot of the lies of the Scopes trial, whatever. Get rid of all of them. Get rid of all the stupid Hollywood movies that try to make people like Christians and creationists look so dumb or ignorant, whatever. We're trying to be right. We're trying to be the right people. We're trying to be the ones who are actually doing the research and trying to show you desperately what the truth really is and what the facts really are. Now, with that said, I want to make something very clear to you that I'm only just making this my own private video telling you what the real elements and the problems with Darwinism really are, and the whole fact that it has not really made any advancement in science whatsoever. Little reply to the armored skeptic. When you mocked me and say, I talked about Darwin having a really sad face, and I said, oh, okay, I don't want to have anything to do with this guy. Well, I gotta say that a lot of the life's results really seems to show up on a person's face. Darwin really wasn't a successful guy. He married his cousin thinking that, oh, create a superior race of some kind. It only gave him really children with problems, and a lot of his children died, and then he blamed God for it. Well, that's like trying to blame a company for building a smashed minivan, okay? God made a perfect world and man wrecked it, Charlie. God didn't make a world with suffering. And of course, this car company did not make a smashed vehicle. It got smashed later by someone who made an accident or who actually made a mistake. And the fact of armored skeptics saying that, oh, you saw Jesus, a picture of Jesus, and you said, heck yeah, and everything, is not just solely based upon the face, okay? But a face says a lot. I was perhaps not even a teenager yet, and I saw someone in my school sadly doing a report on him or whatever and using his face, and I thought, man, this guy looks really sad. I wonder, what's his deal? What is he believing? What is he telling himself? What thoughts has he got in his head? Jesus gives me simple joy. Enough. Simply put, Jesus gives a lot of people a lot of certain joy. You guys just constantly laughing at you and making all these videos, why do people laugh at creationists? We're the ones who should be laughing at you to think that you came from a rock and you're trying to call that science and you're trying to superimpose that on the Bible and call Christians and, the whole true history of the world wrong. Look, there's always someone who has been there. You and I were never there to see the world created, but someone has always been there, and he's the eyewitness, and I have his word. Would you like to read it? And the fact is, you guys try to say, oh, religion can't be taught in public schools. Sorry, there is still religion in public schools, only throughout Christianity, even throughout all religion. Everybody has a religion, if you have seen one of my earlier videos. Seriously, public schools have just become churches of humanism these days. So Darwinism has really been based upon a lot of misunderstandings and misidentifications and lies brought up just to support this theory that is totally dying out. It's only surviving on nothing but tax dollars, okay? An armored skeptic, you're following a flawed man who was not a scientist. And I say that because of another quick point. Darwin only ever had a theology degree. That doesn't count for anything scientific or worth being a scientist, and you don't think Kent Hovind is a scientist when he has a real PhD. Ernst Haeckel's drawings were totally faked. The whole evolution of man chart is totally made up too. Lucy was nothing more than a heavy-duty chimpanzee. Nebraska man was only made up for one tooth and belonged nothing to only a pig. And by the way, Neanderthal man was just found to be an old man with arthritis. And Cro-Magnon man was perfectly normal, so why would they list that as a missing link? And Peking man was found from a bunch of monkey skulls that were smashed and inside this cave with human tools, and they say, oh wow, look at these monkeys, they're learning to make tools. Oh, and they're practicing on their head. Yeah, for all of that, it works great. Duh. No, in some cultures, they like to eat monkey brains. I mean, have you ever seen Indiana Jones? And so there's evidence upon evidence, of a lot of sad evidences shown that evolution is only based upon nothing but lies and misrepresentations and misidentifications. And there's strong evidence to support that the Earth is young, dinosaurs and people have always lived together in the same time span. They were called dragons, and the fact is everything in the world, all the history in the world has been running in accordance with the Bible until now. There's a lot of evidence for that. He's not just one guy that I rely on. I don't recommend his material just because it's him, but because the information he's showing is absolutely amazing and really deserves a whole lot more attention. You know, Hitler said, people are more likely to believe a big lie than a small one. Well, I gotta say, a lot of people are believing this evolution lie as much as believing it's a like everyday truth or whatever, when there's absolutely no evidence for it whatsoever. Plus, Darwinian evolution has been responsible for a lot of social ills, including like abortion, euthanasia, humanism, socialism, Nazism, communism. It all ties together. It is an essential backbone to a lot of these social ills. I'm not saying Darwinism causes all bad stuff to happen. Sin is the cause of that. It's just that Darwinian evolution would be used to support a lot of these social ills, including racism. Simply put, from corrupt dictators to conceited, egotistical atheists, this theory has helped nothing in the betterment of society or technology. It's useless. Throw it away, get a new theory. But why do you want to hold on to it? I don't want to beat around the bush, just to show that the fact that people like to hold on to this theory because they want to be their own gods and their own gods of their own universes, and they don't want there to be a real God out there telling them what to do. There is a real God out there whether you like it or not. His name is Jesus. He loves you. He came and died for you. Now you're free to be an atheist or agnostic if you want, but the fact is maybe if you just want to let go of your blindness and try to look around and see, wow, there must have been a designer. I mean, look at a watch. I mean, this thing did not, grow on a tree. There had to be intelligence behind it. The fact is, like, an iPod is so amazingly well designed that there had to be intelligence behind it. From galaxies to DNA, everything is so complex and well designed, okay? Nothing gets better by itself. Nothing designs itself. There has always to be intelligence behind it. God's fingerprint is still on his creation, okay? I gotta say, Darwinism is completely useless, and Charles Darwin was not a scientist. Okay, he was known for making up stories when he was younger. So that's all I gotta say. Peace out, keep thinking, Jesus bless you, and TDFN, ta-da for now.